good evening, good morning, good day, good night. How you doing? It is Views from the Chixx, and I'm T, and I'm here with my girls.
Joey's in the house.
And Quana too.
Hi, ladies.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
How you doing?
It's been a minute.
It has definitely been a minute. How is everybody?
Fabulous.
Well.
How are you guys? You're ripe. You guys are old now, right? Since our last episode.
Yes, we had birthdays, we had events, we were all over the place.
We've been booked
concerts
and busy.
and shows, and we've just been living.
We've been living. So definitely don't mind us with the lack of episode. We definitely have a lot in store for you guys, and we have been busy.
Booked and busy.
So as you guys know, before this episode, we were preparing for our first event that we were hosting, EQ Series BK. So ladies, come on. It was amazing. We had a great time at the event. It was a great turnout. Thank you to everybody who showed out. Thank you to all of the wonderful artists who came. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday was a month.
Yes.
To the day of the event. And it was amazing. It was great. The energy was so live, and everyone was so just supportive and just ready to have a good time. Barbie bartender had the drinks flowing. Hey. The music was going.
Curated vibes.
It was such a great night.
Curated
such a
the
great
scene.
Night.
So shout out to them. You guys, if you don't know who Curated Vibes are, they are a group that is focused on bringing creatives together. So check them out on IG, Facebook. They have a website, curatedvibes.com, and check them out. They're definitely dope. They definitely made sure our event was curated to perfection.
Absolutely. And definitely shout out to James Weldon.
Yeah, and the Artistry Collective.
Yes, without his vision, none of this would have been possible. So we definitely want to give a shout out to him for allowing us to be a part of this moment, especially in Brooklyn. But we had a really, really dope time. It was great. It was great.
And then to trickle that down, we actually got to see Ali Ingram, who's one of our favorite artists from England. She's an independent artist on the come up, and we actually went to see her show at the Soho House, and that was amazing as well.
Yes.
Dope performance.
Yes, and she just released her Colors video on YouTube. So she's singing her song off her latest album, Sweet and Sour. And Colors is a video series where artists come and they perform, and it's very bright, bold colors. Like the editing is beautiful and very creative. So you can YouTube that and go check it out. Listen to it. Sounds great.
Amazing. Yes. Ellie's definitely an amazing person. And not to mention, we've been also busy. We went to go see GoLink for his pre-Grammy party. That was awesome. We had a lot of fun. We were all turned up, to say the least.
Turned up, definitely. Grammy weekend was lit, and we got the great opportunity to attend this event. We did record an episode for the Grammys. I know you guys are probably looking out for that, but we got together, recorded it. But technology,
we basically just lost all the audio and it just did not work out. But we had a good time talking about it, recording. I think we put out did we put out a post or something about it real quick? Had a couple conversations online. But you know what? February has blessed us with so much.
Absolutely.
That we just have so many other things that we need to talk about, don't we?
Yes,
it is. It is bickety Black History Month. We like to celebrate all year round, okay? Okay. But another reason for us to be proud. So Black Panther is coming out this weekend, and in order to celebrate that in Black History Month, Kendrick Lamar came out with a Black Panther soundtrack, and we are here live and in person to give our reviews on this body of work. Ladies, initial thoughts from after you heard the album for the first time.
I was wowed. In the beginning, like with the intro and everything, the beats and the drum roll, I'm all right. But once that thing hit ops, it was done.
Yeah.
It was done. It was done.
Yeah.
I was just like, I don't even care what's coming after this. I'm going to love this 100%. Dud.
Yeah.
Well, when I first heard it, I was wondering at first, like, is this the actual soundtrack, or is this
No.
just music that's gonna accompany, like,
So
it's just a mood?
So this is Black Panther the album, curated by Kendrick Lamar and TDE team.
Got you.
That
So it's basically just a mood.
exactly,
to go along.
exactly. It's a mood accompanying the actual score soundtrack, which is actually going to be done or is done by Ludwig, the guy that works with
Oh.
Gambino.
Yeah, he did Redbone.
Exactly. He did Redbone, and then he did Awaken
Yeah.
My, more work on Awaken My Love. And basically how the soundtrack came to play was Ryan Coogler met up with Kendrick, and he was just like, I really love your music, love Damn, love everything you put out. Hopefully we get to collaborate one day. And then basically when he ran into Kendrick again, he showed Kendrick clips from the movie at the time. And he was just like, we really want you on to contribute some music to this movie. And Kendrick was like, all right, cool, I'm down with it. Started making tracks for it. Then he got to see more clips of the movie, and he said, I could really do something amazing with this. Like, you got to let me be a part of this, like, for real, for real. So I think at that point, they had already had Ludwig. He had already completed the score, but, the movie didn't come out yet, so I'm curious to see how that plays out. But Ludwig was able to incorporate what some of the content that Kendrick and everyone else, all of the amazing artists on the album, was able to incorporate that in his score for the movie. So I'm curious to see how that plays out when it drops.
And I saw in an article also that Coogler said he selected Lamar because the themes of his music represent Blackness as an identity, spirituality, power, dynamics, self-doubt, and the honest of kingship, which aligned with the film. So that's why he also wanted to get Kendrick on the music tip.
Perfect.
I mean, it was a perfect collaboration. And I like that he worked with a lot of different artists. Like hearing Georgia Smith.
Oh my gosh, love her.
I was like, ooh, is that Georgia? Like, I love, like, who he picked for each song, I think goes very well with what they're contributing to the song.
Right.
And, I mean, my favorite, which T is going to play a little later, is probably X. Like, once that beat came on,
I gotta tell you,
I was like, ooh, this thing is so good.
I gotta correct you on the name. It's not really
What?
X.
What is it?
Letter X is a Roman numeral for 10, so the song is actually named 10.
Are you on 10 yet? Are you on 10 yet?
Oh,
Are you on 10 yet?
Are you on 10 yet? But we gonna get into that.
Yes.
So, yes. So, yeah.
Interesting. I know, I'm over here like X.
Yeah.
I know. I was like, X. Okay, cool. Makes sense.
That is actually
Yeah.
I mean, why don't we just get things started and we get into that song right now?
Why not?
Let's get
Go ahead.
into it.
Because why the fuck not? So this is like the first song. It's been in a while that 2 Chainz and Schoolboy Q have been together, and Kendrick and Schoolboy Q has also been together on. And I loved how in the song Schoolboy Q was like saying to Kendrick, like, I have a lot to be proud of, but one thing I'm not is going to be humble. And I was like, yes, comfort comfort him, snatches. And I love the references for Damn on this too, because of the title of the song is, it has X, which means 10, and then Kendrick has a song, in Damn that's called it's XXX, so the 3X, which he performed at the Grammys, which we saw when we were watching, which he did an amazing job displaying that. And I just love this song because it's talking about being on level 10. It's something that amp you up, gets you motivated. Kendrick is always word playing with the fact that his rapping skills is not a 9, it's more like a 10. So the fact that he's like using that in the song as a metaphor kind of relates back to his rap skills and kind of like, what he's always doing, taunting the other rappers, like, I'm always better. I'm always going to be 10. I'm always on 10. I'm more than 10. So I love this song, and I can't wait to see if this song is incorporated in the movie in some way, shape, or form. But I don't know. This album was just rocking. I listened to it when I was in the airport in
Nice.
Chicago, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was sitting in the seat waiting for my plane, and I was just like bumping my head, and the beats were dropping, and I was just like, yes, this is giving me so much fucking life. That's how I feel, and I'm always on level 10. So I was like, you know what, this song fits.
You're like, am I on 10 yet? Am I there yet? I'm here.
I'm literally on 10 after the song ends.
Yeah. That song is so hype. I had it on in the house over the weekend, and it's just me and Sienna here. So I was really hoping that she wasn't gonna start saying like "fuck the place up," because she's starting to repeat stuff. So I was like, oh, I hope she doesn't say that.
Oh no!
But I didn't want to turn it off. I didn't want to turn the song off because it was so good. But I was just watching her. I was like, maybe she's not really listening. She's over there playing with like Mickey Mouse. Maybe she's not listening. I was like, but I really don't want to turn off the song. I hope she doesn't start repeating the curse words. But I think we're good for now.
That is so cute.
But she was dancing, so she likes it. She approves.
Yeah. Okay,
so it's approved.
Good.
If Sienna approves it, it's a go.
Yes, it's a go. It's a
I
hit.
love it. Yeah, you gotta play. You gotta play the album for the kids, for the culture. But can I admit something? Like I like Kendrick, and I sometimes could appreciate him more. But this album made me appreciate his level of genius. I can truly appreciate him a lot more after seeing how he put this body of work together, him and Top Dawg, and the whole TDE team, like putting them all on the map. SZA, Schoolboy Q, like everybody. Yeah. It's amazing what they did and how they put all the sound together. It also reminded me of the album My Dark Twisted Fantasy. Was it Kanye West?
Yeah, Kanye. And he had everybody on there?
He had everyone. That's the same feeling that this album gave me. Right. Masterpiece.
And like what I'll say about this album too, like what you're saying, T2, how they put like the whole TDE roster on there. Yeah. They got the whole Black Hippie Squad with like Ab-Soul and J-Rock and Schoolboy.
Sir's not on here though.
Well, yeah, true. But I guess,
I guess that would fit. But he could, he could have did some ad-libs or, some runs in the back or something.
I'm with you on that. Who knows? We got to check the credits. He might be in the background. You never know.
True. Maybe he wrote because he does write.
True. But I feel like they orchestrated this so perfectly timing-wise because TDE is on their whole tour right now and all that.
Yeah.
Or rather in the next couple months. But I just
Can you imagine going to a concert and they break out with "fuck the place up, fuck the place up"? Are you kidding me?
There better not be no seats. It better be standing.
The house is coming down. Everybody's gonna be looking like they just stepped out of a shower.
Yep.
Like it's going to be crazy.
Dripping like water on a whole new level.
Dripping like water.
Yes, on a whole new level.
Lord. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Dripping Like Water is a party that was hosted by, I guess it was on Temple's campus in Philly.
Temple did host it.
Yeah, Temple's campus, Philly's finest.
Yeah, so it's just a party where you go in. So you say you had a fresh blowout or whatever, just got a nice silk wrap. You came out with a natural fro. The walls would be sweating.
Yeah,
I had a friend who went in there with a white shirt. She came out with her shirt black.
Blue.
That is
black.
Yes,
and there's blue indigo dye on the wall because all the guys stand up on the wall to dance, and then since the walls are sweating, there's just nothing but blue dye.
Yes.
It was a mess, and when you came out, nobody asked no questions. Everybody just go home, be on your merry way. Go home up to the after party. But
that was crazy. But anyways, so what song is next? What song would you guys like to feature?
So the one that I'm gonna do is King's Dead featuring J-Rock, Future, Kendrick Lamar, James Blake. Dope record. This record just makes me feel like I am the boss. Nobody fucking with me. Who want it? You can get it next. Come catch these hands.
Ooh, catch them.
Who want it? This is my throne. Holding it down. Like, it just gets me so amped. Everything is just so very heavily drum based and just popping. Like, I love it. I love the energy that all these tracks have. and this one was like no different. Like J-Rock went off on his verse, and I'm just like, ooh, I feel this. Yes. Love it.
Can I say something? I was little, I don't know, not little. I was entertained that Future was on this album.
Entertained. That's a nice word.
That is a nice word.
Because he's not someone who I would think that would represent being woke and black and present.
I mean, but you have. Well, no, I was gonna throw 2 Chainz, but that's not fair because 2 Chainz actually does do stuff.
Yes, he's very woke and present, and he says a lot of stuff.
He was on CNN and all that stuff. So.
So when Future hopped on that song, I was like, okay, I was thrown off for a bit.
But you know, they also gotta roll it in because, like we said, this album is supposed to present a certain kind of mood. So Future is someone who is like popping right now. You know?
He's a mood setter.
So, I think they should have threw the Migos on here. That would have been dope.
For the culture.
Right. For the culture. Just round it all out.
Really? You think the Migos would have sounded better than Future?
They sound the same.
Shade.
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't have taken away from it, I feel. Like that would have just, because if we're trying to rally the group for the culture, I think people love the Migos. Why not?
Well, maybe.
I just don't want to hear any, like, I just don't want to hear that.
Well, girl, Travis Scott is on here, so.
Yeah, I know, and that's not one of my favorite songs.
Me neither.
I love Travis Scott.
But I like Travis Scott. Like, I like his music, especially the song that he has with Kendrick. Y'all know what I'm talking about. It's all over the radio. I do like Travis Scott and I do like his music, but you know, I mean, that's just a personal thing. It's just sometimes I like that he threw James Blake.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, James Blake probably lives in a cave in Narnia somewhere. And he, like, he just be James Blake just be popping up. He just
no, you did not.
He does.
Because you know what? I got the visual. I got it.
She got it. She saw it. She seen it.
I seen it.
You know, he's just there sometimes. Like, even on Beyonce's Lemonade. He just popped up. And I was like, I'm not mad at it because I love him. But, you know,
But he definitely
in the back.
And
like,
he definitely
hey,
adds a certain element. He adds a certain element to it too.
Yeah.
And he's a great musician.
Great.
So it makes sense.
But
true. They did sprinkle a few, like, I don't want to say random, but a few like unexpected collaborations. Like, I love the collab with Absol and Anderson .Paak.
Oh my gosh, that was so good.
So good.
Yes.
They're two of like my favorite artists, and I was just like, my heart melted. I said, oh
I
my
need
God.
to see him live.
Yes.
I need to see him live.
Definitely.
Yes.
Well, maybe this is a little, you know, because he hasn't put out like a solid project since Malibu. So maybe this is like a little
teaser.
Guys, I'm working on it.
Teaser. Yeah. Like Schoolboy was teasing about his album he's been working on and supposed to be releasing soon. So I feel like this was a little tease too.
I hope so.
Yeah. I mean, I guess this is interesting. You know, this is what makes great music, bringing people who you wouldn't expect together on a compilation album that is for the people, so everyone can have something on here that they like. You know what I mean? And also introduce people to new artists that they may not necessarily listen to. So I think it was a good combination. So I was pleasantly surprised.
No, I like it because they have the sprinkles of all the South African artists, and then I want to give a quick shout out to Bad Bad Not Good, the Ways on here. So,
well, speaking of South African artists, the song I want to play is Redemption.
Yes,
featuring Zachary, who is another hip hop artist, and I don't know if it's Babs or Babes Wodumo. I think it might be Babs. But I'm not sure. Babs Wodumo or Babes Wodumo. I am so sorry. I am like butchering your name. But she's a South African singer.
Love it.
And she's also included on this song. And I picked this song because I was listening to the album at work. So I had it on. I'm doing work. You know, I'm dancing in my seat. And when this one came on, it just reminded me of like those joyous, like Afrobeat songs with the, you know, like the kind of songs that you just have to like, you know, crouch down in the dirt and just like dance your heart out. I was like, ooh, this one is like, oh, I like it so much. So that one just makes me so happy.
I think the way they even place the songs, like that one just kind of rounds it, you know, as you're getting towards the end, just rounds the whole emotion with the whole album together. I love that one.
Yeah, like you can kind of, like, I was trying to picture like a movie clip as I was listening to the songs. So when I got to that one, it just reminded me of like, you know, maybe like some joyous scene where like there's a party, like maybe there's a party and they're celebrating something. Maybe they're celebrating a victory. Like, I don't know. So that kind of gave me that visual. And I was like, oh, this just makes me want to like, just like dance and be happy and got my friends around and we're going to fight and we won, you know, like that was the vibe I got. Yeah.
Definitely like a vibe. Good album. Great album.
Yes.
Great album. I was talking to T and I was telling Lisa, I was just like, I feel like when I go and actually see this movie, not in a bad way, but I want to be surrounded by blackness. And,
of course.
Like, I'm looking at the theaters by my house and I'm like, see, I don't know what the crowd gonna be like. So I feel like I need to go over to the next town and go see it.
You know what? Do what you need to do, because I told Brendan that we're going to be dressed up as if it's Coming to America.
Thank you.
And we're just going to show up and be like, hey, can I have a ticket? Like, hey, what movie are you coming to see? We just stand there looking like, here you go, 2 tickets to Black Panther. Yeah.
You're going to walk in that movie theater demanding respect.
Exactly. I think it's like a thing, like a underlining thing that people know. Like on Twitter, I was like watching people speak and they were saying how they're going to go up dressed in their best African garb or African print this or like their kente cloth or like. And I'm just
Side
like,
note, did you see the pictures from the premiere with the purple red carpet?
Yes, I saw it. Everyone looked amazing.
Did you see? Everybody showed out.
I'm telling.
Like, wow.
Janelle Monáe everyone looked amazing, but Janelle Monáe's outfit.
Angela Bassett looked like a ray of sunshine.
Yes.
With the yellow fringe. Yep. I was like, oh my God.
Gambino's orange suits. Looking like the sunsets of Africa.
Donald Glover's suit, that orange and the brown.
Spectacular.
I was like, yo, they bringing out the colors, they bringing out the textures, they bringing out the fringe, they bringing out the velvet, they bringing out the jacquard fabrics. I was like, wow, okay, yeah.
They bringing all of it out.
Yeah. Like, shut down. Like, we're going to show you how we do a red carpet. And you know what? The carpet ain't even red. It's purple for royalty. So y'all just gonna have to compete with this.
Yes.
It was so amazing. Everyone looked so good.
Yeah. And another thing that I loved about this movie is because, you know, there's been a lot of talk about Black inclusion in the film industry. You know, how, what's that movie last year? Moonlight won. And just a lot of Black movies have been, you know, presented on a higher level, and I just love that it's continuing on into 2018, and that this film hopefully lives up to the expectations that everyone is. And I hope we just like bust through the charts. Like, I hope this is on a Star Wars level.
Yeah, it's expected to garner, I think they said 170, I want to say million, I forget which one, but it's supposed to be the biggest superhero movie. And it hasn't even officially came out yet. So that's good.
Okay. So moving on to the next topic. Another topic that we wanted to talk about, because there's just been a lot has been going on.
In February.
But yeah, February has been a lot going on this month. But we wanted to quickly discuss Quincy Jones and these 2 interviews that popped up seemingly out of nowhere. There's GQ. GQ was the first one, and then Vulture was the one after. And he is spilling, like, he is just talking. I read the interview with Vulture first, And then I read the one with GQ after. And I mean, the interviews are really, really good. Like, he's just talking about his life and what he's working on currently, what he's going to be working on soon, and just like memories of like, oh man, you know, me and Sinatra and Charles, Ray Charles used to party, and you know, just like reminiscing about the things in his life. And he, I mean, of course, he's Quincy Jones. He's a musical genius.
Yes.
You know, if for people who don't know who Quincy Jones is, I mean, that's kind of like hard to think of, that people don't know who he is, but I'm sure there's probably, you know, listeners who maybe don't know who Quincy Jones is. Quincy Jones is basically, he's a composer. He's worked on movies, he's worked on albums. He produced 3 of Michael Jackson's albums. I think he did Thriller, Bad, and Off the Wall.
Yep.
And
I'm chuckling because
yeah,
what he was saying about Michael Jackson in the interview.
Yeah, I know. Crazy. He did the music for The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. He's just basically done everything.
Yeah.
The Color Purple.
He's the OG.
Yeah.
He's an OG musical
he's an
whisperer.
OG.
Music
He's
whisperer.
Rashida Jones, the actress, that's her father.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's very significant in the music industry. A lot of people respect him, but he also loves to spill a lot of tea.
Yes, he
Too
does.
many.
So what tea did he spill? Can we talk about it?
He talked about Michael Jackson. He talked about a little bit about Donald Trump and Ivanka.
How he used to date Ivanka. He went on a
dated
date with her.
Ivanka.
He basically admitted to being a pervert. Literally.
Well, she was 20. She was in her 20s at the time.
Still.
But I don't know if they dated. Maybe they just went out
Out
on a date. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Because he said that she requested to go to dinner with him. He said, yeah, sure. She got, you know, the most beautiful legs I've ever seen. But her dad is just fucked up and not a good person, basically. But, and then he said he had the GQ interview. He talks about having 22 girlfriends, like multiple girlfriends all over the world.
22?
Yeah, he said he had 22.
Wow.
Everywhere, like Cairo and Stockholm and New York and LA and Brazil, and
He's busy.
which
He had
I
lots
mean,
of time.
it makes sense. I mean, I'm not surprised. He's Quincy Jones.
Mm-hmm.
If a young woman knows who he is and they have a chance, even if he is 84, you know how some women are.
Mm-hmm.
Always
But
up
it's
for
like,
the come up.
Look at Cosby. Just
If
saying.
you had a chance to, if Quincy Jones was like, I want to take you out to dinner, would you say no to that?
I say no. I wouldn't be interested.
I would
Quincy
go, but I'd bring
Jones?
somebody with me.
Yeah.
We turning this to a
and I'm
party.
sure he'd be very happy about that. But I mean, not saying you're going back to his hotel, but I'm saying if Quincy Jones was like, you are a beautiful young woman and I want to take you out to dinner, who would say no to that? That's Quincy Jones. I'd be like, yeah, because you're Quincy Jones and you're a musical legend. Doesn't mean I got to sleep with you, but yeah.
It's tricky because then it's
Yeah.
like, you know, you put yourself in compromising situations. But
I mean, not if you're in a restaurant. If he's like,
yeah,
have dinner with me in my hotel room, that's a whole nother. That's a whole.
that's
nother
a whole
story.
nother no. That's a whole
Yeah,
nother no.
that's a whole nother story.
We got the Me Too movement. We ain't trying to play that with Quincy. I ain't
No.
playing with him. We're not
Yeah, and
fucking
he
around.
addressed that too. He also talked about, like in the GQ interview, he talked about, you know, being a dog. Like basically, I was a dog, and I have these beautiful daughters. And he was like, and that's what happens. You run around as a young man, you're a dog. God's gonna give you beautiful women in your life, your daughters, and that's just basically like you reflecting on like, you know, this is how you treated women in your past, and now you have these daughters, and you have to show them and teach them how a man is supposed to treat them. So he mentioned like, yeah, that's what happens. You're a dog. You're a dog to women, and you get these daughters, and then you start looking at yourself like, wow, like, what kind of man am I?
Yeah. Well, and then also the tea that spilled in the interviews about that I was like shocked about was the whole Richard Pryor dating. Who was the guy, Joey?
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando.
Yeah, they slept together. I was like, what?
Yeah. But Richard Pryor has admitted to that already.
Oh, has he?
I don't remember that.
In his book, in his autobiography, he's talked about sleeping with men as well as women.
Well, I heard that, when they talk about how tortured Michael Jackson was as an artist, I heard that Quincy used to make Michael do things with him. So, I mean, given
like
all of this tea, yeah. Yeah. Or like have him do things with him or witness him do things with other people while he was young, So they're saying things like that contributed to Michael's, like, his mindset problems. And everything. Exactly. Because, when you're a child, that shit fuck up with you and then you become an adult.
Yeah.
That sticks with you.
Wow, that's crazy. Is there such thing as spoiled tea? Because I don't want none more of this tea.
I don't know if tea can spoil.
if you add some curdled milk.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand he's older now, so he's he's gonna talk like, and it wasn't just all like really scandalous stuff he was saying. The interview was really just more so about his thoughts on life, his thoughts on like the people he's worked with, things he's done. Like the GQ interview goes more into his work and his background as an artist, and then the Vulture interview was a little more like gossipy tea. Yeah, so
yeah. I don't know. I feel like sometimes I don't want to know everything. I just rather like people for who they are and just see them on the surface, especially like when it comes to musicians and actors and actresses. I don't need to know you guys on that deep of a level.
On a personal level.
Let me just appreciate the artwork, the art form, and keep it moving. I just don't want to know because it just like changes your opinion on things and you just don't want to think about that stuff. You just want to enjoy the music.
Yeah. Well, that's where separating the artist and the art comes from. You know what I mean? Like some people can read all this shit and be like, whatever, and keep it moving. And then others are like, oh God, like
I'm that person.
I feel kind of weird about this now.
I can't even listen to his music. I feel awkward because all I have to think about is that.
I'm more the person that's like, okay, cool, whatever, keep it moving. Except for like R. Kelly. Like I do feel really like clammy when I hear
what makes
music.
It different with him? Because it was like young people, like minors, or just
what makes it like with Michael Jackson, I know he also went through a time where he, remember towards the end of his life, he was going through trials and people were accusing him of, doing things with children and all that stuff. And then he was not acquitted because he wasn't like charged of anything, but that kind of went away. And then he just sort of started doing music again, like right before, and going on tour again, like right before he passed away. So something like that, since we don't really know all the details and like we don't know everything that happened, I still to this day can't deny or confirm if that was true. Like
I'd rather
maybe
not think about it.
Yeah, like I remember seeing all that, but because it was such a back and forth, like he's denying it, they're denying it. Some people got paid off, some people did, like, and then it just sort of went away. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like even once he passed away, like you never heard about any of that.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder, like what do you, like I don't know, what do you do if that was true? Would it have kept going? Would it have stopped? I don't know.
I think if he was around, people would, because people were turning him into memes, making fun of him and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think after he passed away, like I remember VH1 started playing all of his old music and music videos. Then it made people remember, like, okay, he's like legit Michael Jackson. Like he's not this person that we see today. Like he is Michael Jackson. Like he did
so I think
so many
people
amazing
left
things.
Left it alone at that and just sort of just wanted to live in his legacy.
Exactly.
But for R. Kelly, it's different because there's so much evidence.
Yeah.
that at this point, if you don't believe it, you just don't want to believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, all good facts. I think that was a good hot tea to bring up because Grandpa Quincy loves to spill some tea, and it was very entertaining.
Yeah, and he said in the beginning of the interview, he said, "My daughters always get mad because they say I talk too much. They say I just spill everything. Like they always get upset and say, Daddy, that was too much." But
he gave
he's
a
like,
little.
I don't care.
It was boiling for a while. It was simmering because he hasn't done a lot of interviews for us to even like look up. So
yeah. He had to get some things off his chest, but
I guess so. But I mean, when you're 84, do you really care at that point?
Nope. He honestly doesn't sound like he cared when he was younger, so I can only imagine now how he thinks. He's probably just like, fuck it all.
Exactly.
What his daughters call him, loose lips, Quincy Jones.
LLQJ, loose lips.
So they know the real him, and this seems to be his authentic self. So.
They were probably reading this interview like
rolling their eyes.
Can you just give me my phone? Can you give me my phone, please? I gotta call my dad.
Yeah, like he tried his whole life.
He was just talking about everything.
But that's my thing. Like, I don't want the scandal to taint the legacy. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because people remember this more than they would remember anything else, in my opinion.
No, I don't think this will taint anyone's legacy.
Well, I'm just
people
saying
have a very short attention span.
I'm just saying in general, like, you know, with the whole Bill Cosby thing and like stuff like that. I feel like that's more memorable when these people have actually done better things and these stories are building it up. And I feel like the media pumps up stuff so much.
Oh, of course. They love ratings and they like the attention because people, you know, we give them the attention. So they're going to say anything
But the Bill Cosby thing is different.
I know, but I mean, for me, like, I just hate when these stories come out. It, like, taints stuff for me. Like, it's just, like, I feel like that's the only thing that overshadows their work. Just as me personally. I don't know if other people feel that way, but that's how I feel. But anyways, I think this was a great way to celebrate Black history through this Black Panther movie and the songs that were formulated on the soundtrack.
I'm Joey.
That's not the right word.
And I'm Quanah.
Soundtrack.
We out.
Album.
Peace.
Bye.
Presented by Kendrick. I hope everyone has a great Black History Month. And we have a lot of great interviews that are coming up that will be rolling out as well. So we can't wait to get everyone's feedback on all those things. Does anybody else have anything to add before we wrap up?
Nope. Sounds good.
Yep. I'm good.
All right. So until next time, this has been Views from Chixx, and I'm T.
I'm Joey.
And I'm Quanah.
We out.
Peace.
Bye.